Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. You're gonna find a comfortable seated position on your mat. Good morning, welcome, this is Ellen. We are doing Friday Flow from the lake in Western New York. I'm at one of the Finger Lakes. So let's start with a seated position. And again, if I do go out, I will log back in through my phone, so just bear with me if that happens. The internet was a little choppy last night, so just letting you guys know. And let's go ahead and get started. So find a comfortable seated position that can be cross-legged or on your shins like this. Whatever you feel is comfortable for you. We're gonna start with some neck rolls. I'm actually gonna start like this on my shins. So feel free to close your eyes here and just start to circle your neck. I'm just going from one side to the other. So it's nice and easy neck rolls. From time to time, I might come up to the screen just to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm a little bit further away the way that I'm set up this morning, so just type in the chat box if you're having trouble hearing me. Good morning, Friday Flow. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. So let's start with the neck, do these rolls, and then maybe take it all the way around, full circle if you weren't already. So do a couple in each direction. Make sure to reverse those circles up and around. Okay, so now let's come back to the center, sitting up nice and tall in whatever seated position you decided that you wanted to do. We're going to take our hands together in sort of a prayer, and as we inhale, we're going to extend those arms all the way up. And as you exhale, you're going to twist and open up those arms to the left. So exhale, slowly going into this twist as those arms come down. And then inhale, we're going to bring them back up, twisting back to the center, our palms come together. Exhale, we're going to lower. So we're going to repeat this on the other side. Inhale, lift up, nice and tall, finding length throughout the spine. And then exhale, we twist to the right. So almost feeling as if you're lifting up as those arms are falling down to the sides here. And then inhale, we come back up. We come back to the center, palms come together, and exhale. So I'd like you to cycle through this from side to side a couple more times. Feel free to change your speed and go up maybe a little bit faster. Maybe move a little bit slower. Again, coming back to the center, sort of grounding yourself each time before you go to the other side. So cycling through this. Inhale and exhale. So you guys keep moving. So if you're just hopping on, if my internet does go out, because it did last night, just keep moving and I'll hop on through my phone, okay? All right, got lots of people. So keep moving, guys. If you guys could just give me a quick thumbs up that you can hear me okay, that would be awesome as you're doing this. Okay, perfect. Yes, it is a gorgeous view. I am so lucky to be here. Okay, we're gonna do one more time on each side. We're finding length here. Maybe making your breaths a little bit deeper. One more. And back to the center. Okay, so I'm just gonna rearrange my seated position. You can feel free to do so as well. Now we're gonna reach over side to side, keeping our torso and chest facing front. We're gonna start with that right hand. Inhale, reach it over, and then exhale, we extend it to the left side. So we're gonna hang out here for a couple of breaths. I want you to ground your hips into the floor as you reach over. And as you exhale, maybe finding a little bit more length, but continuing to ground your hips into the floor. And then one more breath reaching. Inhale back to the center, and exhale, shake it out. Other side. So that left palm reaches up, inhale. Exhale, reach over to that right side. Taking a couple of breaths. Grounding your hips into the floor. And as you exhale, finding a little extra length in the side body this morning. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's come back to the center. All right, so let's do a cat-cow in a seated position. Okay, so hands can be right on your knees here. We're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, I want you to round your shoulders, pull that belly button in towards your spine. Drop your chin. Inhale, we're going to open up through the chest and sort of arch with our back. And then exhale. Contract. So cycling through this a few times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale. So let's do it one more time, and then we're going to switch our position. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so now let's come to a tabletop position. We're just going to slowly move ourselves up to standing as we do our warm-up this morning. So we're now in this tabletop position. So as you inhale, I want you to lift your chest, drop your belly, just like we did a moment ago. And then exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine, tuck your chin into your chest. So really exaggerating this movement and stretching out the hips. Inhale, and the lower back, and exhale. And again, inhale, and exhale. So again, cycling through this a couple times at your own speed, your own pace. Maybe slow it down. And we'll just do one more. Okay, so we're going to stay right here and go into thread the needle. So I'm just going to move to show you from the front side. You stay right where you're at. I'll shift from front to side. We're going to start with that right arm. So we keep our hips up. Inhale, that right arm twists and reach just like we did seated. You're twisting, and as you exhale, you're going to lower your cheek and your shoulder all the way down to the floor. Keeping your hips up. So holding that for a few breaths, a nice torso twist, nice little shoulder stretch. Let's hold it for one more and go the other direction. So inhale, those hips shift back first. Exhale, that hand comes back to the mat. Maybe you shake it out, and we're going to do the other side. So that left arm, inhale, you open up. Big twist. Exhale, thread the needle. So you lower to your shoulder, to your cheek. Let that other arm just relax. Hang out there for a couple of breaths. So to check in on you guys. Looking good. So good Friday morning. Let's take one more breath here. And remember that getting out of it, pressing your hips back first, and then slowly coming up. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is come up to a standing position. So I want you to tuck your toes, press those hips back, and just start to walk yourself up, okay? So you're going to press your feet onto the floor, lifting your knees off the mat, and just slowly roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. All the way at the top. Ooh, that breeze feels nice. Sorry. Okay, come back to the center. Shake it out. So we're gonna do some similar stretches that we did on the floor, standing, okay? So bring those feet together, taking those palms together. Inhale, we're gonna reach up nice and tall, and then exhale, we're gonna twist over to that left side. But this time, we're gonna bend our knees and get a little bit low. Inhale, we reach it up, palms come together, and exhale down. So same thing on the other side, adding that little movement in those hips. Inhale and exhale. And feel free to get nice and low here. Inhale and exhale, warming up those hips. So cycling through this a few times. Exhale, lower. And maybe you go right from side to side. Take out that centerpiece if you'd like. Maybe get that heart rate up a little bit more. Whatever you'd like. We'll do one more on each side, opening up, twisting through the body. Last one. All right, let's come back to the center. Let's shake it out. So we're gonna come into that side reach that we did on the floor. We'll go to our left side first. So inhale, we're gonna reach those arms up. What we're gonna do differently is interlace those fingers. You're going to keep your thumbs and pointer fingers extended. So big inhale, bring those feet a little closer. Exhale, we twist. Really just do a side bend over to that left side. So holding here, I want you to think of tucking those hips under and finding that length again that we talked about, but now in a standing position, okay? Imagine someone's pushing into your side. Continue to hold your arms overhead. One more breath, big, big stretch. Inhale, exhale, let's just release, shake it out for a moment, and then we're gonna do the other side, okay? So remember, standing up, finding that length, tucking those hips under. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, interlace those fingers. Take one more breath, and now exhale to the other side. So grounding those feet, finger pressing into that left foot right now, and you start to find a little more length in that side body. Tuck those hips under, keep breathing. Can you reach another inch? And then slowly back to the center. Inhale, exhale to swan dive it forward, and just let it go right here. We're just gonna gently sway side to side. Keeping those knees bent if you need to. I'm just going to turn to the side. And I want you to grab those elbows, crisscross your arms. Imagine you're pulling yourself down a little closer to the mat and you shake side to side. So sort of similar to what I did last week for my video. Hopefully you guys are able to do it. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here and add a twist. So stay right where you're at. We're gonna twist to the left, okay? So you're gonna have your right hand on that knee, and then you're going to extend that left arm up, or maybe just to your hip. I'm gonna start with my hip. We're doing a twist. So you're gently pressing on the side of that left knee, not too hard, or else those knees will fall in. Just a little bit to find some length and add that twist. When you're ready, maybe you extend that arm straight up. Maybe you keep it at your hip. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release those hands down. Inhale, prepare for the right side, and exhale, twist. So again, pushing against that side knee. I'll show you from the side. And adding that twist. So I'm starting with just my hand on my hip, but maybe you extend that arm all the way up. We're gonna hold for a couple more breaths. One more, find a little more length. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, sweep those arms up, come up nice and tall, bringing your palms together, and exhale, relower. Okay, so we're gonna find the tops of our mats and get a little bit warmer here. Inhale, reach up, exhale, float it down. So just let it all go right here. Inhale, find a halfway lift. So you're pressing your hips way back and you're keeping your back super flat. You can sort of see the porch here and see how flat it is. I'm trying to match my back to get as flat as that railing, okay? So squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, let's lower. Let's step it back and find a downward facing dog. You want to relax your head here, pedal those heels, stay in that down dog for a couple of breaths, okay? So spreading those fingers, making sure your weight is evenly distributed throughout your hands. We sometimes tend to just put all the weight on the outside of our hands and fingers. So try to rotate your biceps and your arms in towards your body to get those hands a little bit flatter. Nice. Press your chest towards your thighs. Remember, your option here is to lower down onto your knees and come into a child's pose position. So take a few more breaths. Let's take one more breath. And then inhale, I want you to find a nice plank position. So stacking your shoulders right on top of your wrists. You're good. holding that plank. They're doing some work here at the house. But you know, distractions in life, distractions in our class too, right? Keep your focus. In your plank, you're tucking those hips under. You're keeping your neck nice and long here. Remember those options as always. Maybe knees come to the floor, maybe you lower to your forearms. You're gonna hold here for 8 more breaths, okay? Let's push our shoulder blades apart. Lift up through your knees. Engage those lower abs. Hold it for 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Inhale here. Exhale. Knees lower. Chest lowers. All the way down. Inhale. We lift. Baby cobra. You're pressing your hand into the floor. We're lifting up and away. Exhale. We tuck our toes. We find a downward facing dog. So hold that there. We're going to cycle through that just a couple more times. Make sure I'm still here. Yep, still here. Okay. Okay, inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. Remember that your arms are glued to your side. Your elbows go straight back and not out to the side. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. So I'm speeding it up a little bit. You can go a little bit slower, a little bit faster. 2 more times. Let's get nice and warm. Inhale, forward. Stack the shoulders first. Exhale, moving toes lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, retuck. Okay, one last time. I'm going to go through a full chaturanga without lowering my knees. So if your back is ready for it, you're going to follow me. This is much more challenging. So inhale, come forward to that high plank. Exhale, we lower. We hover for a moment. And inhale, we move up into upward facing dog. Exhale, retuck. Down dog and hold. Take 2 deep breaths. Okay, let's stay in our down dog. Bring your feet together. We're going to come into our lunge a little bit differently. So as you inhale, lift your right leg off the floor as high as you can. Okay? You can lower to that opposite knee if you'd like a little extra support here. We're just going to hold it for 1 more breath though. As you exhale, bend that knee, placing your foot in between your hands. Maybe you help yourself like I did there. We lowered our back knee down. We untuck that back foot. We find our balance by bracing our center. We inhale, lift our arms up. Exhale, we hold. So we're in a low crescent lunge. Hold that right there. Let's see it. So we got into that. So we're going to press through those hips, warm them up a little bit more. Awesome. If you'd like to take this a little bit further, maybe you take those hands down, interlace your fingers, and start to open up to the chest. Maybe take your head back. So whatever you'd like to do, holding for 1 more breath. Inhale, let's place those hands back down. As we exhale, we're going to kick back up into a 3-legged dog. Remember those options. You can keep that back knee on the floor. So kick it up. Big deep breath here. I want you to press your hips towards the floor so they're not rotating out. Exhale, you're going to bend your knee and bring it right into your chest. We're going to hold it here. Core. Remember, lower that back knee if you need to. But I want you to keep your back super flat. 1 more breath. And then inhale, kick it back up. Exhale, lower down to find that down dog. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. I know it's a little harder today. You guys are awesome. Inhale, and we're going to work towards that challenge. Exhale, tuck your nose. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, let's walk our feet to the front. So we're going to come to standing before we move to the other side. Inhale, your toes arms up. Big deep breath. Pause. We'll come down to the mat. 3-legged dog. Okay? So inhale, come back up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, finding that halfway lift again. Your back is super flat. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and step back, find that downward facing dog. So let's switch to the other side. Downward facing dog. You bring those feet together. So now it's our left leg that floats up. Remember, you can take that option of lowering your right knee before you start. So inhale, lift it up. I want you to press through that toe, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, bend your knee. Place it in between your hands. Give you a little help there. Then we all lower our back knee. We untuck that back toe. We brace our center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. So for a little more stability, maybe hands are on those hips. Maybe they're in prayer to help you stay focused. Either way, shoulders down, chest is lifted so that we can breathe. An extra challenge for a shoulder and chest opener. Inhale, those arms come down. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, head comes up. So hold that there. So you're lifting up and really stretching up the front side of the body, opening up the heart and the chest. Nice. Good job, guys. One more breath. And then inhale, take those hands back up. Exhale, hands come back down to the floor. Perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and come right back up into that three-legged dog, okay? So tuck that back toe, kick that left leg up, three-legged dog. I want you to hang out here for about 2 breaths, okay? Make sure your hip bones are facing the mat. You're lifting that leg up as high as you can. Your last breath is right here. As you exhale, bring that knee into your chest. So we're in a plank, but with one knee into our chest, right? We don't want those hips up. I want your hips level with your shoulders. Maybe that back knee is on the floor. One more breath, we're doing modified. And then inhale, pick it back up. We're doing modified here. Exhale, bring that foot back down to find your downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to that plank. Exhale, knees and chest. All the way down. Inhale, we lift. Moving through that as fast, as slow as you'd like. Maybe you take a child's pose for a moment, or find a downward facing dog. And then we'll come up standing in just a moment. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk or jump. Finding that forward fold. Inhale, reach those arms out. Big deep breath. Palms come together. And exhale. We lower. Okay, thumbs up. Everyone's doing okay? We're nice and warm. If you're outside and crazy like me, you're sweating. I have my bug spray and sunscreen. It's a little crazy here. Okay, so let's come back to that first side. We'll bring it back down to the floor. We're gonna get into our next poses again from the floor by kicking that leg up, three-legged dog, okay? So inhale, reach up. Exhale, let it go. Halfway lift. Exhale, down. Let's step back. Down dog. Get in there however you need to. Bring your feet together. That right leg floats off the floor. Inhale. Exhale, bend that knee. Place your foot in between your hands. Okay? That back heel is going to rotate down. And to balance, lift your chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. You're in your warrior one. Okay? I'm just switching so you can see from the side. So we just brought that foot in. We stepped back out, warrior one. So 2 more breaths, and then we're going to open up into a triangle pose. Inhale. Let's straighten that front leg. Okay? Keep your back leg straight. Exhale. Those arms come down. So we have our right arm in front, our left arm behind us. Inhale, reach towards that one side. Okay, reach forward. Your hips shift back. And exhale, we start to rotate. We do sort of a side crunch here. Bring your rib cage to our hip. And as we do so, the arms follow. So we can start right at our knee. Let's rotate that palm, start to twist, stacking our shoulder, stacking our hand on top of our shoulder. Take an inhale and exhale. We're gonna hang out here for a couple of breaths. So again, maybe you're here, hand on your hip. Maybe you're all the way down. So find a spot that's a little bit uncomfortable for you this morning, but enough that you can hold it for a few more breaths. Now I want you to imagine you're squished between 2 walls. I want you to find a little more length. So rather than sort of falling into the floor, can you lift up and find a little more length through your shoulder here? Can you twist one more breath? And then inhale, push into that back foot. And then exhale, just release those arms, shake it out, take a breather. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just open right up from the hip here and find a warrior two. So open it from the hip first, rotate that foot out, bring those hands up, inhale, and then exhale, let's find that warrior two. So this is a bigger stance. You get a little bit lower in this pose. You want to tuck those hips under. Maybe you take a few breaths to find it. Remember, those arms are super strong. So my arms should match that railing right behind me. One shouldn't be lower or one higher. Nice and strong. Keep your gaze over that right middle finger. One more breath. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, let's reverse that warrior. So let's take it back. Flip that palm up. Back arm bends. We're going to reach and wrap it around. Reaching for the opposite hip. One more breath, guys. Inhale, come back. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Lift that heel off the floor with a nice high lunge. Let's go ahead and step that right foot back into our three-legged dog. Inhale here, and then exhale, let it float down. So inhale forward to the high plank, going through the sequence again. Exhale, lower knees and chest. For the full version, right? Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down and back. Down dog, hold it there. We're gonna go right to the other side by floating up that left leg, okay? So feet together. Inhale, float that left leg up. Big deep breath. Exhale, bend your knee. Place it in between those hands, right? Bring that back leg up a few inches and then rotate, press your heels to the floor. Lift up for warrior one. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, hold. Feel free to adjust yourself. Remember, the hips are facing forward in this warrior one. Stay there for a few more breaths. So let me go into our triangle pose in just a moment. Just gonna check on you guys. Looking good. Nice. Okay, one more breath. And then inhale, we're gonna straighten this front leg. Exhale, those arms come out. So triangle pose. Inhale, reach forward, sort of hit. Make sure your hips go out to the side there. And then exhale, be lower. So take a few breaths to come into this triangle pose. Maybe you push against that knee a little bit to open up the shoulder. Take an inhale, exhale, lower. So we want that wrist stacked right on top of our shoulders. Hold that there. I want you to imagine a piece of string on your hips, okay? On that right hip, and it's pulling you back. So really pulling those hips away, finding that length in this twist. Imagine you're falling back into a wall behind you. Can you open up a little bit more? Take your gaze at your hand. Hold that there. Now, can you take your bottom hand away from your leg and just use your core? Try it. Hold it for a few more breaths. Ooh, you guys look really good. Slowly press into that back foot to pull. Open up that back hip first, and then the foot. Exhale, find that warrior two. So the front knee is right on top of those toes. Those arms are nice and strong. We're tucking those hips under. We're holding this for a couple of breaths. I want to see you get nice and low in this warrior two. Your gaze is over that middle finger of your front arm. So keep your focus. Maybe you exhale and go a little bit lower. One more breath, and then we reverse it. So inhale, flip that palm, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Take this back arm, bend at the elbow, wrap it around and reach for that hip. Take your gaze through your hand. Remember that side bend stretch we did in the very beginning. We're doing it again here, finding some length from that side body. Keep going. Weird bugs all over here, sorry. One more breath. And then inhale, come back down. Exhale, cartwheel those hands, lifting that back heel off the floor. Remember that we step right back into that three-legged dog. With that left leg, pick it up, inhale, a little bit higher. Exhale, lower, down dog. So you can take a breather here, child's pose if you like, or go through your floor sequence again. If you want the extra challenge, maybe you do a single leg lower for that chaturanga, right? So just an extra challenge. Hold your down dog or child's pose. If you're doing single leg, just make sure to do the other side on the next round. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, bring your feet to the top of the mat. We will stand up for this next portion. Inhale, reach those arms up. Palms come together. Exhale. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit more stretch into those hamstrings. So you're gonna take a big step out. We're gonna find a nice wide-legged stance here. So nice and wide, opening up through those hips. So we're gonna get into a couple of balancing poses, but I just wanna make sure our hamstrings are nice and warm for that, okay? So let's take our arms out to the side as we inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead and bend our elbows, taking your hands to our hips. I want you to tuck your hips under, squeeze your shoulder blades together here, okay? So inhale here, exhale, push into your heels, and start to slowly fold forward. But while keeping your back as flat as you can. So nice and slow, shifting those hips back. Keep moving, I'm just gonna show you from the side, right? You're pushing into those heels. Your back is super, super flat. I want you to stop about halfway, 90 degrees, and hold it. Keep your neck long. Now, can you extend your arms out to the side? Nice flat back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Keep holding. I'll show you from the side, okay? Then we're gonna go into our twist here, keeping your back super flat. You're going to lower your left arm to the floor, or maybe a block or a pillow, okay? And now that right arm is going to go into that twist. So I'm gonna reach for the floor, I'm gonna bend my knees a little bit, and I'm gonna twist, okay? So maybe that hand comes to your hip. Remember at the beginning, we were just starting to get warm. We're a little warmer now, so maybe you can extend that arm. You can reach for the floor right in front of you to help. Maybe planting that hand all the way down. Maybe it's just your fingertips. Let's try one more breath, biggest twist. Try and keep those legs straight. Inhale, come back to the center. So that right arm drops, our left arm reaches. So start right here, just halfway, and then start to add twist. Hold it here. Now remember that you're twisting from your waist. We're not moving your hips, okay? Take a few breaths. So on this side, I can twist a lot easier than the other. That's okay. Now I want you to think of straightening your legs back a little bit more. Hold it for one more breath, guys. And then come back to the center. Inhale. And as we exhale, let's just walk our hands over to that right foot. Okay, so for me, my hands are a little bit more on my shin. But if you can reach all the way down, try to bring your nose to your knee, get a nice forward fold. So again, you can reach for your knee, you can reach for your shin, you can reach for your ankle, just keep those legs straight. Relax your head down. We're now in a forward fold, not a flat back. And then inhale, walk your hands to the center. Exhale, walk over to that left side. So same thing. I'm keeping my head up just to look at you guys, but I want you to totally relax and fall forward and stay there for a few more breaths. Really pressing back into those heels, stretching out those hamstrings, looking good. Let's do one more breath over to that side. Just let it go here. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, those hands go back to our waist, okay? Using our legs and our core to lift ourselves up slowly. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press into your heels, pull your abs in, slowly, slowly lift up. Nice and slow. Come back to the top. Heel toe, your feet together. Awesome. Okay, so that we opened up a little bit more through our hips and our hamstrings. We're gonna try a new pose. We're gonna do it on the floor. So we're gonna start at the top of our mat. So I'm gonna give you different options to do it. Okay, so inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, halfway left. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, and exhale, lower. Go ahead and step back into your downward facing dog. Step it on back, downward facing dog. Good. Good deep breath. All right, now I want you to lower down to your knees. And I want you to hang out here for just a minute and watch my screen because I'm going to show you what our next pose is in case you haven't done it before. It's a dancing dog. So I did dancer's pose last week. And since we're doing a lot of this, I thought that we would try it. So watch first, okay? We'll go to downward facing dog. You did this one already. You're going to bend your knee. I'm going to ask you to lift and rotate that knee up. Okay, so maybe you stay here, or remember that option, maybe you're just on that knee. Then your challenge is going to be opening up and sort of flipping over into, this position here, okay? It's not actually that hard. It looks a little bit harder than it really is. And then when we come back over, you just have to press off that foot, reach back up to come back over if you want to try it. So just make sure you have carpet or a mat. If you want to try it, I'll walk you guys through it. Okay? So let's find that downward facing dog. So we're going to start with our right leg. Okay? Feet together. Right leg floats up. Now I want you to bend your knee. Now I want you to open up your hip and try to lift your knee up to the ceiling. So let's just start with that. Maybe make a couple circles if you need to open up your hip joint a little bit more. Remember, your option is lowering that back knee. So I'm going to do a little modified here. With my leg up, doing little circles and opening it. Okay, hold it right there. If you want to go one extra step and go into the full pose, slowly rotate. That right foot is going to come onto the floor behind you. You're sort of in a side plank. You lift your hips, you lift your arm, and you reach up, okay? You can also do it right here with your hips on the floor. So I'm doing modified. So you're going to start right here, maybe add a couple hip lifts, or you're actually all the way up into that full pose. Hold it for a couple of breaths. Let me just see it. Hardest part is getting back into the down dog. Remember, you can just start with those hips on the floor. Reach those arms up. I know this one's tricky. Ooh, you guys look good. Nice, Kishwar. Good, Mindy. Keep those hips up. So we're really squeezing and using those glutes and hamstrings. One more breath. Okay, getting back into it. That bottom foot, you're gonna press into the floor, rotate from the core, push off the floor with that right leg. Twist, 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 extend that leg back into the air, lower back down, down dog. Knees to the floor, find a child's pose, okay? So hold on to that child's pose. If you are not getting that at all, type in the chat box. Let me know. I didn't see everybody, but catch your breath here. And we're gonna try the other side. So hopefully that works for everybody. I'll show you the modified again one more time. So let's come out of that child's pose, okay? You're gonna come back to, actually hang out in your child's pose. So the modified one, okay? You'll just come right here. This is essentially what you're doing, right? Just with your hips on the floor. Because once you come into that pose, this is where you're at. So modified, you're still in the same shape, but your hips are on the floor, and maybe you practice a couple of hip lifts, okay? Because I know it's also a lot on the wrists and the hands, okay? Let's try the other side. Here we go, down dog. Now that left leg, and if you're ready to go into it, go right into it. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, open up the hip. So it's important to do that first. Open up so that your chest is also sort of opening up towards the front or towards my screen, okay? Maybe do a couple circles. if it's not warmed yet. If it's warm, go ahead and rotate over. So you're sort of in that side plank for a hot second. Your foot comes down behind you. You press into the floor. You lift up and reach over. Hold it. So this side is my weaker side, a lot harder for me. You can lower down for a minute and then come back up into it. So if you need to watch it again, I'm in the pose. Hold it. Keep going, guys. Wherever you're at. Remember, lifting up through those hips. You can even just go into a bridge. Or maybe even just a side plank because you're really working the side body here. Nice. Let's try 2 more breaths. Reach, reach, reach. Last breath, lift up through those hips. Make sure that hand is right under that shoulder. And then inhale, rotate and come back. That side's a little harder. Exhale, lower that foot. Okay, so either child's pose or through this sequence again. Our plank, our chaturanga. We lower, inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog, or child's pose, and hold for a few breaths. That's awesome, good job. So 2 more breaths in a down dog or child's pose. I'm taking a little child's pose here. And then inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach those arms up, big deep breath. Pulse them together. Exhale. Woo, okay, how you guys doing? We're good? Thumbs up. Okay, we're gonna try one more balancing pose standing, okay? The one on the floor was really great to twist and open up through the side body since we did a lot of twists earlier, okay? We are super warm, so you guys know we're gonna practice our warrior 3. It's our standing balance pose. So again, watching me first. You start here, and then when you're ready, go here, maybe here, and maybe half moon. But everyone can practice that balance, even if your back toes are on the floor behind you. I want you to practice that. So let's get into it. Start at the top of the mat. Maybe even you're holding onto a wall or bookshelf for a little assistance. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flow it down. Inhale, here's the flat back that I want you to be in for your balance. Okay? Especially if you're in your full balance, this is your flat back. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and step back, down dog. So we're going to start with our left leg this time. Balance on our left leg. So as we inhale, we're going to bring that left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee and place it in between our hands. So we're in sort of a high lunge here. What I want you to do is step your back foot up towards your right foot. I want you to lift up, bring your palms together to prayer. So we're in this hinge position, your back is flat. This is where we start. We start a little bit different way, okay? Pull your shoulder blades together. Everyone look at my screen and make sure you're doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Back is flat. Now, balancing on your left foot, simply extend your right foot out and flex that heel. Okay, I want you to straighten that leg. So see, my foot is only off the mat just a few inches. But notice how flat my back is. Hold it right there. Imagine your body's a chopstick, so it cannot bend or break. If your chest lowers, your leg lifts, right? Body's a chopstick. So as you start to lift your leg up, your upper body lowers a little bit, right? I want you to pull those abs in. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Maybe you lift it up a little bit more. I want you to hold it right there. So find your warrior 3, find that balance, whatever it is for you. Maybe you're ready to extend your arms straight out in front of you. We're gonna be here for about a minute. Okay, so keep breathing, and if you come out of it, oh, nice, Liz, and just get right back into it. Hold it there. Now we're super warm, so if you want to open up to that half moon, go ahead and try it. This is really our last thing of work. Okay, so maybe you stack those hips, and just like that triangle pose, you open up. Okay, hold it for a couple more breaths. Okay, keep squeezing, pull those abs in. One more breath, guys, and then slowly bring that foot down to your other foot. Bend your knees, bicycle those legs. Woo. Roll it up, and we're just gonna go right into the other side. Shake it out. Great job, guys. You're almost done, okay? So you can stay where you're at. I'm just shifting over here so you can see my side body. Okay, so inhale up, exhale, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale down. Go ahead and step back, down dog. Woo. Okay, so now it's the right leg. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bend that knee, place it in between those hands. We step our back foot up to meet our front. We lift our upper body, hands come to prayer. So we encourage that back to flatten. We're hinged at the hips. Simply extend your left leg straight out. So start nice and low, even if you know you can do this. Working from the ground up, building that foundation, okay? Now if you're ready, go ahead and find that full version. Maybe taking a few breaths, right? Your standing leg is always slightly bent. Maybe you extend those arms straight out. Maybe you stack your hips. I'm gonna open up to a half moon here. Rotate through my hips, stack my wrists on top of my shoulder, and find a little more length in the body. Keep moving, guys. You got this. So remember, we're lifting away from the floor rather than falling into it. So lift up. Imagine me pulling you up a little bit higher off that mat. You're almost done, guys. Let's try for a couple more breaths. Nice. Can you flex that foot a little harder? Can you point it? Keep breathing. Remember, lift one more breath. And then slowly bring that foot down to meet the other one. Bicycle those legs. Woo! Great job, guys. Take it up, shake it out. All right, we're gonna finish on the floor. So inhale up, exhale all the way down. Go ahead and step it on back. We're gonna find a child's pose. So knees wide, feet together. You're gonna sit way back into your heels. Extend those hands. Hang out here for a couple of breaths. Time flies when you're having fun. We got a couple more minutes left, and we're just gonna stretch. You have to go. Make sure you get some water. So go ahead and walk those hands over to the right diagonal. Feeling that side stretch. Take about 2 breaths there. Still in your child's pose. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left diagonal. Holding that for about 2 breaths. Thanks, Catherine. And then inhale back to the center. And then exhale, roll yourself up. We will finish down on our backs, so just gently swing those legs around. And as we come down, we're gonna find knees into the chest. So nice and slow. Come on down, let's hug those knees in, make some circles. Make sure to go in each direction here. Of course, we do spinal twists. We'll do a little bit differently than last week, so just bring your right knee into your chest and keep your left leg long, okay? Circle the ankle a little bit, wiggle the toes. You're gonna pull it across the body, and you're gonna extend that opposite arm out as you twist and look over that right shoulder. So you're getting a nice stretch in the hips, the torso. Relaxing that shoulder completely. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale, shake it out. Now let's pull that left knee into the chest. Keep that right leg long. Circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Now pull that across the body. And now we extend that left arm. So opposite, you're looking in the opposite direction of that knee. And then go ahead and come back to the center and shake it out. And we're just gonna end right here for our last minute. If you really would like to do an inversion, you could try a bridge or a wheel, or if you have a wall close by, you could do legs up the wall, maybe plow or shoulder stand. So I'm just gonna lay on my back, so do whatever you would like. And we'll just listen to the birds and the lake for our final minute of class here. Slowly start to move your head from side to side. Start to bend your knees. Slowly into your chest. Gently rock side to side. Extend your arms and legs overhead, making yourself a little bit longer. Taking a really big deep breath here, squeezing every muscle in your body as you inhale, squeeze, 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 and then exhale, let it go. Slowly make your way up to a seated position, perhaps the one that you started in. And as we end class this morning, we will inhale, bring those arms up, palms come together, exhale them down. Closing your eyes, bowing for a moment, thanking yourself for making the time for you and your body this beautiful Friday morning. And we will raise our hands up, open our eyes, and we'll say namaste to one another. Thank you so much, you guys. Great job. Coffee Talk live from the lake. It's going to happen in about 10 minutes. If you want to stay on the line, feel free to unmute yourselves. Let me know what fun plans you have for the weekend. I'm glad I stayed connected, right? Yeah, everyone's still there. Cool. Good job, guys.
Hello.